the noises and be in harmony with your environment. Let's take a deep breath in and breathe out. Just being here right now. Nothing to do, nowhere to be. Just becoming aware of the space around you. 1 foot of space around you. Expanding your awareness to 6 feet around you. Expanding your awareness more and more to this entire block. To the entire island of Manhattan, expanding more and more. To the entire planet. Expanding your awareness to the entire galaxy, the stars, the moon, the planet, expanding more and more. And bringing your awareness back to the planet, to the city, to this block, to a foot all around you. Concluding this yoga class with the intention of peace in your heart, in society, in world. We'll all say Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti 3 times together. Let's take a deep breath in. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And slowly and gently, whenever you're ready, you can begin to open your eyes. How's everyone? Good. So this little piece of peace that we feel, let's radiate that all over the city and the globe. And it was great being with all of you today. I want to thank the Consul General of India over here and Times Square Alliance for putting this together, and my fellow yogis from the Art of Living that are in different stages. And the last thing that I want to do is just be grateful for all the practitioners of yoga through the generations who've kept this knowledge alive for all of us. So with that feeling, have a wonderful day.
This class was presented by the Consulate General of India, New York. This year, as part of a historic Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, India is commemorating 75 years of its remarkable journey since independence. We congratulate India on it and thank the Consulate General of India, New York, for the support of the event. Today is the International Day of Yoga, the invaluable gift of India's ancient tradition to the world that embodies unity of mind, body, and soul. Today, yoga is celebrated in India and across the globe. Don't forget to visit the consulate tent at the Yoga Village on Broadway between 44th and 45th Streets, which features a large number of organic products and superfoods from India. And spread the good karma by making a donation to Community First, a new initiative where navigators on the street build relationships and trust with vulnerable people in Times Square with the goal of getting them help. You can donate right now by going to tsq.org and make a difference in the world today through yoga. Today's event was presented by Alpha Girl Club, a Web3 brand focused on all aspects of wellness, mental, physical, and social. Their mission is to not only help people create and fulfill their wellness goals, but to experience our journeys and do life together. Be sure to stop by their booth for a photo wall, make a gratitude bracelet, and a free Alpha Girl Club NFT. Join the conversation using hashtag SolsticeTSQ and tag at Times Square NYC. The Times Square Alliance hopes to see everyone next year for the 21st annual Solstice in Times Square. Mind over Madness Yoga.
How are you?
I'm so good. It's so good to be back here, Douglas.
Oh, yes.
And I can't believe it's been 20. But you still look the same.
Somewhere. Ruchika,
Yes,
welcome
Douglas.
back.
It's so good to be back. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's our pleasure. Someone was saying to you just before we were coming up on stage, wow, it was really frenetic here, and
Yeah.
when she started teaching, it got really calm.
Yes.
You really bring the calm. That's amazing.
Thank you. You know, I actually believe it. Like, our vibe speaks so much more than our words.
Yeah.
And normally, if you're in a room with someone who's angry, you catch the irritation on.
Yeah.
And normally, when you hang out with people like you, the calm happens.
You seem so rooted and also at the very same time inspired. There is this great dynamic within your own energetic body, I should say, and that translates into your classes. What was your process of developing this class post-pandemic?
You know, it's a great question. So a lot of my teachings, what I have been rooted in, comes from my guru, Gurudev Sri Sri Ravi Shankar, right? And I think after the pandemic, in fact, yesterday we just had a class, and it was so amazing to see people back in person, right? People are craving in-person connection. So I can't tell you, Douglas, how amazing it is to do a class live with so many people rather than on Zoom.
Yeah, I find that people are very hungry and thirsty for root, for inspiration,
Correct.
for calm. What are people asking you for as a yoga teacher? What do you find they're asking you to help them with mostly lately?
I think a lot of them are dealing, it doesn't verbalize so much in yoga, but they'll talk about how lonely they feel. How they want yoga because they feel anxious in the body. They're not being able to sleep.
Yeah.
Connection is missing. They're feeling like nobody has their back. So I think all of these mental things that people are going through, or emotional loneliness, is coming through, and they're looking for any way to help them.
Yeah,
And I think
absolutely.
yoga, I mean, the whole point of yoga is union. How do we connect with each other, and how do we connect back with ourselves?
Yes, importantly, connecting with yourself. And I think the wonderful thing about yoga is you get a chance to test all of that stuff out, to sort of experiment and explore our own desires and needs. I hate to use the word deficiency, but actually, yes, bringing up that deficiency so that it is filled and we're able to communicate and develop relationships with ourselves, and hopefully that translates into others. This is a great atmosphere for that to happen.
It's lovely.
Also a very challenging one.
But you know what? It's amazing. It is in the opposites that you truly realize the value, right? If there is peace, like for example, I was in Bali. When you're in Bali, you feel peaceful.
Right.
But if you can find peace in the midst of chaos, and you can find peace in the midst of noise, then that peace has value.
That peace has value.
And that's when you realize the power of yoga, because yoga can bring you that peace, that stillness, that calm. in a city that never sleeps.
Right. Speak a little bit about your relationship with the Indian consulate and how you developed that relationship and the importance it has for you.
It's great. You know, it's crazy. That actually began 8 years back when we actually did the first International Day of Yoga. So Gurudev was going to be in New York. I think you guys hosted him here too, and he was at the UN. And that's when I developed the relationship with him, because we were putting an event together, of course, at here at the UN and also at Lincoln Center to celebrate the tradition of yoga. And from then, I think it's just been an amazing relationship and partnership, because they're such big champions to bring this knowledge to everybody,
Yes.
right? Because just because the knowledge comes from a country does not mean it belongs to the country.
Exactly. I love how it's the seed of it is there,
Yeah.
but it has certainly bloomed and blossomed into all other territories and nations.
Yes, and I thank you for being such an amazing champion and torchbearer for this knowledge.
Oh, you are so sweet. Thank you so much,
Thank
Ruchika.
you so much.
Yes,
It's
you're
good to be back
It's
here.
so wonderful to have you back.
Same here.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What's your name?
My name's Paul Harrison. What's your name?
John Wood.
Where are we?
We are in our studio in Bristol in England.
Where are we not?
We are not in Times Square.
Where else are we not?
We are not in our film.
Amazing.
Not now.
What's this film that you're talking about?
We made a film called Building Things. The camera falls past the windows of a very tall building.
Does it really?
Yes.
Really, honestly, does it fall past?
Okay. No.
How did we film it?
We built a room, a raised room off the floor, and we put a camera, like a tracking device that a friend of ours had made using an old ladder, aluminium ladder, and a motor. Simple illusion that's it's really not, at all high tech. We specialise in lo-fi. What is the film about?
I think the film is about being in a film all the time, and that how you can get those moments where you're walking down the street, you're in a room, you're doing something, you're in a shop, and it feels ever so slightly as though you're in your own movie.
Yeah, and I think like the architecture.
Didn't ask you a question.
Sorry, yeah.
Go on.
But I
What
think
else?
the architecture of like the idea of a tower block for us, of those like strips of windows, just seemed a kind of a nice parallel to, the old like film strip.
Why are we showing it in Times Square? What do you think it's going to look like?
It's really hard for us to imagine and to kind of picture it.
We think that it's a kind of perfect spot for this film about tall office blocks and the things that go on inside them, the kind of dull, boring, mundane things, the unusual things, the strange things.
The things of like how you occupy yourself when you've got a job, or how you entertain yourself when you've got a job.
Or, yeah, like working really hard or working really hard at not working really hard.
Pretending that you're working.
Pretending that you're working.
Walking around with purpose, but without
Yes.
purpose.
With a clipboard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's such a brilliant way of showing things. but it is really difficult to imagine it appearing on so many different screens, so many different types of screens at the same time. So we hope it kind of all sort of gels together.
Yeah, and we always like that, even, you know, when we show films in galleries, that the kind of viewer almost becomes part of the film. And I think here that's going to be, hopefully, you know, that will really be magnified. I hope that, like, that if people are watching it, it's almost that they feel that they are in part of a film.